Hi, my name is Shubhi Singh, Assistant Professor of Law at Sage University, Bhopal. The topic for today's is protection of children and related policies in India as a part of Access to Justice series. Children everywhere are vulnerable to abuse and exploitation by those in positions of power and trust. Child protection basically means it implies interdisciplinary or multi-sectoral measures undertaken to guarantee the survival and acceptable development of children with respect to their rights. The basis for law and policy making related to child rights and protection are the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC, November 1989, which was ratified by India on 11th of December 1992. It prescribes a set of standards to be adhered to by all the state parties. It also emphasizes social reintegration of child victims. It is one UN document which has been ratified by the largest number of countries except US and Somalia. It also speaks of rights of survival, development, protection, and participation for all children. Also, international instruments like UN Standard Minimum Rules 1985, also known as Beijing Rule, UN Rules for Protection of Juveniles Deprived of their Liberty, these set the minimum standard to be adhered to in the administration of juvenile justice in respect of juveniles in conflict with law. Also, there includes the United Nations Guidelines for the Prevention of Juvenile Delinquency, also known as Riyadh Guidelines. What are the ways to stay safe? First is to recognize, is it safe? Also to report, tell an adult about the problem, or refuse, say words that means no. India's children has the highest number of children in the world. More than one-third of the country's population is below 18 years, over 400 million. India is said to be the youngest population in the world by 2022 as per the last year's statistics. The scenario at a glimpse. India has the highest rate of neonatal deaths, around 35% in the world, 40% of child malnutrition in developing world, 50% of child mortality in the developing world, reduced number of girls in 0 to 6 age group. For every 1,000 boys, there are 927 girls. 46% children from scheduled tribes and 38% from scheduled castes are out of school. Also, there's high school dropout, especially amongst girls. There's high rate of child marriage in India. There are a large number of children in forced labor. Large number of sexually abused children, almost 54% children reported sexual abuse in a national study conducted by MWCD. These are the basic stats about the current situation of children in India. Now, what creates a strong needs for protection? What are the reasons that these children needs to be protected by various schemes, by various policies? The reason are deprivation, destitution, and neglect, rural to urban migration, diminishing role of family, erosion of social values, weakening of informal social controls. Of the 37 million children in urban poverty, majority of them live in informal settlements like railway lines, mohallas, on the streets, etc. Now they are working to earn money to contribute to families, and they are forced into crime or exploited commercially. There is a vulnerability increases with increase in prices, cost of living. There is also a sudden change in earning status of parents to unemployed, which forces these children to take up petty jobs. Now, talking about the constitutional mandate, Article 15 grants prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 15 subclause 3 also states about the state shall prevent the state from making any special provision for women and children. Nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any special provision for women and children. So Article 15 basically can make special provisions for women and children. Article 23 and Article 24 also talks about right against exploitation. Article 39 ensures that state makes a policy so that children are not in a vulnerable state, and state ensures some policies for the betterment of children. Now, some of the legislation that are framed for the protection of children is Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, Commission for Protection of Child Rights Act 2005, the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2000, the Persons with Disability Equal Opportunities Protection of Rights and Full Participation, Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act 1994, Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1986, the Child Labor Prohibition Regulation Act 1986, one of the major landmark act. Policies that are written and ratified are National Policy for Children 1974, National Charter for Children 2004, National Plan of Action for Children 2005, and Policy Framework for Children. That's all, folks. Thank you so much. Stay tuned and subscribe to Sage University Bhopal.